Fun with Failure.
Welcome to Fun with Failure Shorts. Today, we have many places, from hospitals, malls, office buildings, and more. And they all have one thing in common. Yes, elevators. They're a common thing in a lot of areas in the world. And when you get in close quarters with other random people, interesting things are bound to happen. I've found some of such stories around the interwebs. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Number 1. One time a bunch of people were in an elevator when they wheeled in a 60-ish-year-old man on a stretcher. He was just being transported. We were all crowded around the edge of the man, looking down at him, when he said, "So, you're probably wondering why I called you here today." We all started laughing. Number 2. This happened a long time ago, so maybe some of you remember the old Nextel push-to-talk. For whatever reason, the speaker would often be left on. So when someone would ping you, you would hear a chirp, and then they would start talking. Usually they would say, "Hi, are you there?" or something like that. One friend I had a very dark sense of humor, and he would often say inappropriate things. I am riding in a full elevator, and I hear the chirp, followed by, "This is the Grand Dragon, and I expect to see you at the cross burning tonight." If you guessed the elevator was full of African Americans, you would have guessed right. The looks made it clear that laughing it off would not be an appropriate response. Number 3. My story is a tale of horror, embarrassment, and hilarity, at least to me. In my old workplace, down in the reception, they had an awesome drink vending machine, full of assorted brands and flavors. A friend of mine asked if I wanted to go down and get a beverage, and it being a hot day, I said yes. The previous night, I had downloaded some fart soundboard called My Poots. Number 9 and 10 were somewhat realistic and fantastically wet. My friend knew this, as I had been using it randomly throughout the workday. So we got on the lift heading down from floor 3 to the ground to grab our drinks. We're lazy. Waiting for the lift in the reception, a lovely young lady joined us in the queue. As we got on the lift, I took my phone from my pocket and proceeded to load the app. My friend saw this and he shook his head in a "Don't do it, Jimmy. That's a bad Jimmy" sort of way. I put the volume at about 50% to make it sound more like it came from two fleshy cheeks, as opposed to the speakers of an electronic device. Then I hit 9, followed quickly by 10, and just stood there completely nonchalant. My friend, on the other hand, made an oh-so-rookie mistake. He made eye contact with the girl and she turned around in disgust, in some attempt for her eyes to confirm what her ears just heard. She glared at him and she got out on floor 2. Good thing too, because what I just witnessed started to make my lower lip tremble. No sooner had the door shut than I fell down to my knees and I started crying with laughter, while my friend called me all sorts of names under the sun. Number 4. I like to mess with people in all kinds of situations. Once, back in the early high school, I was at a club convention and staying at a big hotel. We had free time, and for a little while we just rode the elevator and did random crap to people. For example, I left a pair of shoes right at the doorway of the elevator, and I would make the "what is that" gesture to my friend. When someone random went to pick them up or touched them, I'd freak out and say, "Don't you touch my freaking shoes." Number 5. I was going up to floor 15 where my room was located. Right before getting off, I thought it'd be funny if I light up all the buttons. I pressed them all as I was getting off, and I see a guy waiting to get on. And I hear him scream, "Mother!" as the door closes behind me, and I just ran back to my room. Number 6. The day after a 5K, my friend Aaron and I were heading back to the starting line to collect our official numbers, t-shirts, and free cookies that all the participants received from one of our race sponsors. Neither Aaron or I are actually runners, or any kind of athletic really, but we like to challenge ourselves and do things once in a while to try to prevent getting, fat. The pickup location was in a state building in Albany. We found the sign-in area without any trouble, thanks to the signs pointing us directly to where we needed to go. We walked in like we knew where we were going, and we got our race numbers and anything else we needed. There was some sort of health and fitness vendor fair going on, so we stayed a while and gathered as many freebies from the tables our purses and pockets would be able to hold. You wouldn't believe how many of those little tubes of sanitizers will fit in a purse, even around all those little chapsticks we were loading up on. Oh, and of course, we also broke open one of the boxes of cookies that we got, since we needed to build up our strength for the big race the next morning. When it was time to leave, we headed out the same way we came in, only to find it roped off and the doors locked. To our left was a set of elevators, so we figured we'd just hop in and take it down to the ground floor, and figure out where we were relative to where we parked in the building outside. Once in the elevator, we pushed some buttons and the door closed. We were chatting about something or other, the way we always do when we get together. And the elevator shakes and the door opens. We get out. We take 3 steps into the hallway, turn the corner, and both of us stop. Weren't we just on this floor? I ask. Aaron looked around. No, were we? This is where we got in the elevator. Yep. We get back onto the elevator and we try to figure out how that could have happened. We continue our conversation and push the elevator button again. The elevator shakes and moves, and when the door opens, we walk out. Oh my God! I look around. Aaron, this is the same floor again. Well, our giggles turn into hysterics, the kind where tears are rolling down your face, and you're kind of doubled over from exercising those unused laugh muscles in your stomach. We try the elevator button again. The elevator moves. You know the security crew are peeing their pants right now, watching 2 morons trying to figure out how to operate an elevator. I managed to say in between gasping for air, Erin is literally crossing her legs. Forget about the security guys. I hope I don't pee my pants. The elevator doors open and we peek out. This time we don't even bother to leave the elevator. We can tell we're on the same floor. I swear this elevator moves every time we get in it, I exclaim. Why aren't we going anywhere? Someone else gets into the elevator with us, and we try to compose ourselves and look a little less suspicious, and well, less crazy. The person pushes the same button on the elevator that we have been pushing, and the elevator moves, just like it did when we pushed the button. The elevator doors open, and we follow the person out into the hallway, expecting to be on the same floor again. But this time, we were on the ground floor. He pushed the same button as we did, I say, shaking my head. Leave it to us to get lost in an elevator. Once we were on the ground floor, we were able to find a car without any trouble, surprisingly. But 2 years later, we still talk about the day we got lost on an elevator. We still have absolutely no idea why the elevator kept going to the same floor. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. What is some of your most interesting experiences on an elevator? Hope to hear from you down in the comments. The first thing that comes to mind with me was when me and my friend was out of town. I carried around a shark that was like 5 foot tall. It was like a body pillow. It started some great conversations that way. Well, until next time, life has its ups and downs, but you can choose what floor to get off on.